It's our testosterone. Yeah, it's really high.
That's speaking of testosterone. You also have an amazing product actually too, because there are two versions of Adonis.
Yeah.
Could you introduce that is specifically for men?
Yeah, Adonis is really phenomenal product. I'm really delighted to be able to bring Adonis to people, to men particularly, because you see, if a man and a woman experience trauma is feminine. Okay, victimhood is feminine. So the woman will become more feminine.
Yes, that makes sense.
But also the man will become more feminine. He'd be emasculated. So trauma has a far worse effect on the men. Because not only do they have the trauma, now they are emasculated.
It's also bad for women, but it's much worse for men.
Yeah, and women have the emotional strength to get over it. Our men do not have the same emotional strength.
They have the innate abilities to process it and over time recover?
Yeah, I mean, they talk about their emotions all the time. They're dealing with their emotions since they're a little girl. Back and forward, crazy emotions.
Yeah,
so they know what to do.
They have the innate ability, and men usually tend to just forget about it, and it's still there.
Yeah, when we were playing with, diggers and things, they were, it was all about the emotions with them. So unfortunately, through victimization, men become more feminine, more emasculated if they suffer any kind of trauma, particularly sexual abuse. It is devastating on men. And you'll find a lot of men, like I heard there recently, a man had a family, lovely, beautiful wife, 5 children. And because of sexual abuse when he was young, he just went and killed himself. He shot himself. So men do this all the time. They can't handle it. They just can't handle it. So it's because of the emasculation. It's not just the trauma. It's making the feminization of men. So this is an extremely male product, this Adonis. And it actually, all the alchemical products work on 3 levels. So the mental, emotional, and physical, right? So it will make your emotional body glow red, which actually makes you magnetic towards the opposite sex. You'll find women will be looking at the guy who's been taken Adonis. There's something fascinating about him they can't put their finger on.
You know I've taken Adonis.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I know.
Really? Okay, very
I have
good.
noticed, yes. But I actually didn't really want to. This came at the worst time because I wanted to focus on work and business, and I wanted nothing to do with women. And the first month was difficult because I kept negotiating with myself because I had all these options, and I still have the options. And I mean, not that I didn't have any options before, but it was just, I don't know, 2 or 3 times more, and it was difficult to ignore. But I think it's important to note that you can also interact with your products, and if you set your intention that you want to guide the energy towards a certain direction, then that's where it will be concentrated. And so I think I didn't know this at the time, but subconsciously I was focusing on work, and also bodybuilding, which wasn't a very good idea, but I also saw some good results. You have mentioned too that it can be helpful to build muscle, and
it does. There's no question about it. It builds muscle because the masculinity is reflected in the physical body in pure muscle and very good health. So it's like you see a bull in the field and he's eating the same stuff as the cows, but he's ripped. Why? It's because of that male, that testosterone that he has.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And so what we're doing is we're putting this spiritual product that is extremely male, extremely masculine. Women they can't take it. It would drive them absolutely crazy. But it's extremely male. We can handle it, you see. We've got this regulator thing going on with our personalities that can handle it. So it's reflected in the body as very, muscle, and it's reflected in the personality as a very forceful will power, no relentless warrior mind.
Yeah, that's what I experienced. And getting back to my story, so the first month was kind of difficult, but since I had this intention, the end result was that I just stopped caring for women. And still to this day, I don't know what happened, but I have never been this way in my life. And so what I wanted to get to is that I think it also helps you manifest anything.
Well, right? That's what another client of ours happened to him, Adam. He started getting, he was kind of passed over. If he started speaking, none of the women would listen to him. He was just kind of like, they would talk over him. He wasn't respected. He got no respect at all. Mm-hmm. But after he started taking the product, even though, that's the funny thing, even though you haven't really changed in yourself and you don't think that you've worked on yourself.
You don't have to put in
you don't have to do anything at all.
You just have to show up. And
all you have to do is take the drops every day and just forget about it. You don't have to do any other work. And next thing, both Adam reported the exact same thing as you. He started getting an awful lot of female attention. And when he spoke, people listened. The guys in the gym were respecting him, even though he's not, huge build or anything. And then actually, it was funny. He says, something, I'm not really interested in women. I take them or leave them, And that is odd, because what women want most of all is the things they can't have.
Oh, yeah.
And whenever you say, I'm not really interested in women, they want you then more than ever. So you've got this compounding effect. You've got the masculinity, you've got the red, shining red aura, and this male, which is this polarity, which is extremely attractive to females. And you also have this, I'm not really bothered about you really, maybe next week. And it drives them up
that's probably not a good idea for the rest of your life, but if you're in that phase of your life where you want to concentrate on work like I am, and you just want to go monk mode and...
the other thing actually I designed it for is to help a lot of men, because men can't clear their emotions and it affects their sexuality. Okay. And this is really a very, very powerful product for healing impotence. Okay. Because the cause of impotence is usually not physical at all. There's usually nothing physically wrong with the person. It's psychological, and it's their masculinity is the problem. That's what it is. If you're emasculated, you're not going to. So polarity is, you've got a south pole, you've got a south magnet here, you've another south magnet here. They're not going to attract to each other. One has to be diametrically opposed. You have to have the north very male and the south very female. So emasculated guys are not going to get women, but this, and if they do, they're not going to keep them. And if they do manage to get them and keep them, they're not going to have very good sexual life with them. They're going to experience impotence issues, maybe because they were sexually abused themselves or whatever it is, but men can't deal with that. This potion just takes care of that. It gives them that masculinity and that polarity to be very male. Once you're very male, the opposite sex becomes much more attractive to you.
It is not just women. I also noticed in the last few months, because I went to events, conferences, like I organized meetups, and there were multiple successful people, much older than me, and they approached me that they want to work with me. They didn't want me to work for them, they wanted a partnership. And I told them, look, I am a nobody. And these people have like 30, 50 employees, and in health-related topics. They wanted a partnership in a new startup, and I seriously considered 3 of these options. But again, I want to focus on what I want to focus on. So
you're saying that it was because of this?
I think people respect me more, and the stuff that I say, I don't even have to put in an effort.
You find people listen to you?
Yes. If I open my mouth, if I walk into a room, they notice me. Mm.
Yeah, you got presence, you got male power, and this is liquid masculinity. That's what it could be described as. Yes. So it affects the sexuality, giving you a huge libido, And it affects the body in the fact that you get very muscular, and the emotions and the mind as regards very direct, very forceful, very powerful. You become magnetic to the opposite sex. All the wonderful things, about masculinity.
Yes.
But having said that, it's not going to. The potion builds and builds and builds. So the 3 drops you take on this day are not the same as the 3 drops you take on that day. But you have to maintain it if you're going to hang around with people who are who are effeminate themselves, and you don't maintain your masculinity. It's not going to stop you thinking, and it's you who are responsible for your thoughts. So if you take the potion and then like 6 months later you're complaining that, oh, I don't feel as masculine as I was, well, that's up to you, because you need to maintain it. You need to, in your mind.
Yes, it all depends.
It will give you this, and it will keep, going, but it will keep building up that masculinity. But when you get to a certain point with Adonis RED, it's too masculine.
Oh yeah, there's a certain point where it's better to stop.
You become a kind of dictator. You become very arrogant and a bit of a psychopath and a narcissist, or whatever, all these, male bad attributes.
And I already anticipated it, and I stopped taking it because you told in your newsletter that one has to be careful not to become a psychopath.
A real a-hole.
And I felt sometimes that the testosterone was doing stuff to me, and I became more aggressive and in work and different.
It's fine for an emasculated guy who's a very effeminate guy to take something extremely masculine to bring him up, but then the problem is he becomes too masculine and too aggressive in a way. So the latest product is called Maximus.
Oh yeah.
And it has it doesn't have a female component in it. It has what's called bergamot. And bergamot is a hermaphrodite, so it's both male and female. So it's not like bergamot is female and I'm putting a female thing into this masculine thing. No, I'm putting something that has only a tiny little bit. And that tiny little bit is enough emotions to, that the guy is still very masculine, very powerful, but is not a real a-hole. He's still got that caring side to him. It takes away that aggression and that, narcissistic pathology, psychopath behavior. What it also has got in it is dandelion oil. Dandelion is really incredible. Most of the issues that you'll find with guys would be around their solar plexus. So trauma, abuse, all that kind of thing. And then the sexual abuse would be around the sacral area, which is the prostate there. So blocks and different bad energies within these things stop a person becoming confident, or their sexuality is blocked in some way, or they destroyed it in some sort of way. But the solar plexus is very difficult to heal, very difficult to and you want to be careful doing it. But this Maximus product will literally delete thoughts in the solar plexus with no downtime. It's incredible because...
So explain downtime. You already mentioned what a healing crisis is. Same concept, right? Same concept?
Yes, a healing crisis. Every time we want to change something within ourselves, we go through a healing crisis. The healing crisis can be either very powerful or very gentle. And that's the great thing about alchemy. We can take 1 drop every 2 days and we will never notice any healing emotional downtime. Downtime is when your feelings are a bit fed up, under the weather.
Well, I'm
bored. Yeah, I'm bored. Boredom is another thing, if you can recognize it.
Sleep issues.
Sleep issues, yeah. Overthinking, that kind of thing. Anxiety. Yeah.
And even physical, like for example, if somebody's sick, we'll go into some other products later, which is not really about psychological issues, but healing the physical body, then it can also manifest as some of the symptoms getting more serious.
Yeah. So downtime, Einstein said that energy cannot be destroyed. Is it Einstein? I don't know. But energy cannot be destroyed. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Yes. So we have emotions, which are emotions, which are energy in motion. Okay? So emotions are energy, which can't be destroyed, or it can only be moved around. So if we have the emotion, the energy of insecurity or anxiety or whatever block there is, or trauma, abuse, that has to come out. It can't just simply be destroyed, and it comes out of the person like this. But dandelion oil is one of the things that can actually transmute it into something else, that it doesn't need to be destroyed. And literally, guys don't even need to write anything out. They don't need to, and the
because
women.
One method would be.
Sadly, for the women, don't have the same thing. For the women, it's like there's a new elixir for the women too. But the women's one is kind of like, let's say it's sexual abuse. The women will say, "Oh, I can talk about it now," and they'll talk about it and deal with it that way. The man doesn't. With this one, he doesn't even need to talk about it. It's gone. It's deleted. So it's spectacular product.
It's not just sexual abuse, but all kind of trauma, which emasculated him.
Everything, yeah. So it would be probably about 2.5 times more powerful than Adonis RED is, yeah. So extremely good product. What the other part of it is, it's got bergamot in it to balance it. It's got dandelion oil, and it's got the fire potion, and it's got tribulus.
Oh yeah, that's the original.
Super male.
That was in the first Adonis product, tribulus.
Yeah, really male. So it's going to give it's going to give all the great benefits of being masculine: the muscularity, physicality, the vascularity. You can see the veins and all that, but also the mental capacity and the mental strength and the emotional strength. But you've also deleting all your trauma and past at the same time. So, that guy Adam went through 3 bottles of this, and he was totally transformed, completely transformed. So you could spend years or decades on a therapist's couch trying to get that. Whereas with this, alchemy is so powerful, you only need three of these little bottles.
You mentioned one method of processing trauma or any kinds of emotions that are bothering you, writing. Can you elaborate?
Dark blue ink is a fiery color. It's pure creation.
It's a bit counterintuitive, but
yeah, believe it or not, yeah, green is more feminine, but dark blue is no question, it's male, and it's male creative power.
Is it more air or is it fire? I think about chakras, then maybe it's more has to do with the third eye, or no?
It's more dark blue has a lot to do with eroticism.
Okay.
Believe it or not. But anyway, it is of the fire principle. So we take a dark blue pen and we write out and use curse words and swear words, and this person was, I hate them.
Emotion in.
I hate them, what they did to me, and I'm calling them this name and I'm going to do that. I put it all onto the paper and burn it then, and watch it burn, and know that you are burning these emotions, and they are being going into the spiritual realms forever, and that is gone now, and you will be shocked how powerful that is. It's a magical technique, but how powerful is it? It's amazing.
So burning is essential. If I just write out my thoughts and I put emotion into it, that isn't enough. You
still have it.
Okay, so
it's still around you. Mm-hmm. It's in your bedroom or wherever you keep it. It's still around you. You're holding on to it.
Okay.
If you can't burn it, you haven't let it go.
I'll have to buy a lighter on my way home.
And a pair of tongs, actually.
Yes. Oh yeah, it can be dangerous. Be careful with fire.
Or sometimes a piece of wire, just stick it through the page.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, is there anything else that you would like to mention about these products, or any other product that you would like to go into? Because you have many products.
Lots of products, yeah.
You can find Marten's products on the website. We'll put it into the description. And maybe also we will reference your interviews with Adam